I wrote that 2 months ago, a couple months ago, and the thing about pressure, I kind of changed it because you get to a point where there's a little too much pressure, and so I changed that bio this morning. So hopefully the next time I go up, I change it a little earlier because that's my bad, Trudy. I need to be ahead of that. But I'm going to talk about what the heck is this. Everyone always asks me, Marcus, I see you on YouTube, I see you coaching a little bit of baseball, I see you on LinkedIn, I see you here. What do you do? What the heck is this? And so today I'm going to walk you through what the heck is this, and hopefully by the end of it, it answers your questions. But I'm not going to talk about what we do. I'm going to talk about how you can effectively market yourself as a company if you guys haven't taken that and made it a priority already. Let's do it. How do I do it? Oh, okay. So the agenda, I have 6 chapters, and I don't like to name the chapters like the chapters of this presentation something boring. So there's let's be honest, let's talk, who needs it, how to start, the 4 pillars to digital success, and then us with a smiley face. So introduction, let's clear the air. I do not know what I'm doing. I truly don't. I'm a finance grad that's never worked in corporate America. And I randomly started a marketing company by chance. I went up to a guy in a meeting at school. He was an entrepreneur. I told him I could build him a website. I figured out how to build him a website with 60x his ROI completely on accident. I did not even know what ROI meant when we built the website. And so I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the honest truth. And it's funny because people, look at me as like a smart individual, an educated individual. I think I am, but at the end of the day, imposter syndrome's real. And honestly, when I say I don't know what I'm doing, it doesn't mean that I'm clueless, but I think some of the most successful people I've ever met will tell me they don't know what they're doing either because they're constantly learning, and that's how I feel. So why is that good that I didn't grow up and I didn't start doing corporate marketing? Because you look at most marketing agencies and the owners are like 20 years CMO, 20 years marketing executive. But why is that good that I didn't start that way? Because guess what? I scribble outside of the lines. And in fact, I don't even have lines to scribble in. And what you see is most agencies, they have all this experience doing corporate marketing and they don't know how to color outside the lines and they're stuck in a corporate box. They've been told their whole life, there's only one way to market, you can only market this way, they're afraid to break the rules. Right. I don't even know the rules. And so that's why I've seen so much success with my clients is because we do not color within the lines. And then this just reiterates it. For me, there are no lines. Like, we just do whatever. Like, if marketing is apples and oranges and you want peaches, we're going to figure out a way to make peaches. Whereas most marketing companies are like, oh, well, we don't really do that. Like, no, we're just going to figure it out because a win for you is a win for me. And so hopefully that doesn't scare you to my current clients, but that's just the reality of it. So people ask, wait, so like how do you operate if you don't have corporate marketing experience? And what I always tell them is we don't study local competition. If you ask me who the marketing agencies are in OKC, I maybe know like 4 or 5 that I'm friends with, but like I don't study competition. It's a waste of time in the local area. I want to be a big dog, so I study the big dogs. And so what we do is how we operate from a marketing standpoint, from our marketing and for our clients' marketing, is we pull from the best marketing agencies in the world. The biggest, the baddest, the craziest. But then we also pull stuff from the best marketing companies in the world. So I'll be watching Nike and I'll be like, ooh, I like that commercial, I like how they did that. How can we use that for Flow Forward Media? How can we use that to leverage success for our clients? And so it's like a buffet. Like, I don't follow a script. Like I said, I don't color within the lines. And I really don't care what any of these marketing agencies out here in Oklahoma City are doing because, quite frankly, the ones that I've looked at, like, they're just not operating at the highest level. And we want to be in the big leagues one day, so we're going to study the big leaguers. So it's just like a buffet. So who we are. The company started in 2023. I took full ownership of it in 2024. We have 8 staff members. We're moving to 11 here soon. We're moving into the DFW area pretty quickly. It's a very big and emerging market with a lot of money circulating in that economy. So we're hiring down there as well to tap into that market. But we are, still in Oklahoma City and things like that. But we just saw a big opportunity in the DFW area. We have 40 plus clients. I say we have clients nationwide, but we have clients coast to coast, which means we have clients from California to Florida. We service 8 different states. The majority are in Oklahoma and California. The reason being is I lived in both. I'm a California native, and our VP is actually in Huntington Beach, California, and he absolutely cranks business. And so he's been able to use his connections to get a bunch of business out in California as well. And we're a West Coast branded company, so it's perfect. So the facts, let's talk marketing. What the heck is marketing? The age-old question. Well, marketing is not just social media. It's not just web design. It is actually everywhere, and it is even in your handshakes. This is why marketing correlates very closely and it's cohesive with BNI. Because when you have one-to-ones, you literally are marketing yourself. Because everything you do, if you shake someone's hand, how you look at them, how you talk to them, how you approach them, the way that you dress is the first impression. And the first impression is always the one that they remember. And your first impression is basically marketing yourself, right? If I came to the meeting with saggy shorts and I talked funny and I had no teeth and I couldn't pronounce my words correctly, that's the first impression. That's how I market myself. So people are going to remember me as like, oh, that guy wasn't very professional. And so, it's pretty funny. But yeah, so your one-to-ones you're literally marketing yourself. And so half of my marketing actually comes from just a handshake when I meet someone, and then when they follow me on social media. The social brand really just supports that it's valid and that I actually run a company. But it all starts with your image, your appearance. And most people say that doesn't matter. It actually does. Like, I don't care. You could say, let's not be judgmental, but when someone sees you and you're dressed well and you're well kept and you talk a certain way, they think higher of you subconsciously. So who's marketing for? So marketing is for companies that want to either grow, exit, and sell, and cash flow. I want to talk about the exiting portion because investment bankers and people that want to buy companies are always going to make sure that you have some kind of marketing foundation. Most private equity groups and things like that, obviously they're going to add marketing, but they're not just going to buy a company that has zero marketing and zero social presence. Like, I haven't seen that. Companies that want to grow in size, obviously they grow their social awareness, and companies that want to cash flow. So if you are in one of these categories where you want to cash flow, you want to exit, or you want to just grow in size and people you service, I highly suggest you make marketing a priority, or your competition will. So where to start? You have to analyze your goals. You need to know at least where you're aiming and who you want to serve. Because if you don't analyze your goals and who you want to target, I mean, it's like going hunting and just shooting at grass. Like, if you want to hunt the buck, you want to hunt the elk, like, you got to aim at the elk, right? And so has anyone heard about ICP? Do you know that acronym at all? No one? Ideal Client Profile is what ICP is. And how we go about our ICP for us and our clients is we need to attack who's the big fish and who's the big fish that you want to attack. Because if you can attack, how many minutes do I have, Cannon?
5.
Oh, perfect. Let's go. Hey, if you guys can attack the big fish, you guys can leverage your current client base to get the smaller fish, right? If I'm just working with like micro companies that like are doing like $50,000 a year, it's going to be really hard for me to get Nike. But if I get Nike, I can get everyone below Nike, because once those companies below Nike see, oh shoot, Flow Forward Media is working with Nike. We're not working with Nike just yet, right? So keep that in mind. They're going to look at, oh well, if Nike trusts them, I can trust them, and if I have to pay a little more, well, look, Nike's working with them, like, let's work with Flow Forward Media. And so I always tell everyone that I work with, let's attack the biggest fish we can and use that as leverage in deals. So your ideal client profile, here's some criteria. You need to understand who they are. Who's your client? Where do they live? Are they in Oklahoma City? Are they in Edmond? Are they nationwide? What platforms do they utilize? Do they utilize Facebook, LinkedIn, like we talked about earlier? Do they utilize Instagram? I'll tell you this, a lot of decision makers, if you're a B2B business, are going to be on LinkedIn. We saw that in the case study that I talked about just like 10 minutes ago. And then where do they spend most of the time? They spend the time at the gym, they spend time at the bar. Where do they spend the most time? You need to understand that. And then how do they operate as a consumer? Or do they operate off of emotion? Do they operate off of logic? Do they buy because they're inspired? Or do they buy because they want to be a part of a community or an experience? And then what are their preferences? Like, you need to understand what every little piece of your ideal client profile is in order for you to target it the right way. So then you brand yourself towards the ICP, which means what I've noticed is you have to, and I said I don't look at competition, and the competition that I have looked at and the things that I've heard about other marketing agencies in the industry is people are lazy. I've heard marketing agencies lack integrity. I've heard marketing agencies that people can't talk. And so what I realized was the only way that I knew we had a shot of winning the market and winning in this game is I had to do the opposite of what the marketing industry is known for. So I can't be lazy, I need to be fast. I can't lack integrity, my word needs to be iron will, and I have to be really, really good at talking to my customers. And so that is exactly what we did. And so when you guys are looking at the competition, even the big dogs, look at what they're doing wrong and do the opposite. If you're in real estate, see what the bad rep is in real estate and do the opposite and market yourself as opposite. So we market ourselves as hardworking. We market ourselves as great communicators, and we market ourselves as a very, very a company that honors integrity and has good character. And so how we brand in opposition? Well, we also brand ourselves as an American company. Most companies are afraid to promote America and have nationalism, and we're like, hey, we're going to do the opposite. We market founder-led personal branding. So I do a lot of YouTube videos. I grow my personal brand because I know that people buy from who they like, know, and trust. We also market fitness, but not just fitness, discipline. Because if we have discipline equals freedom. And then we also brand class, old money, aesthetic, good values. Because a lot of these marketing agencies are going to post their Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and things like that. That's quick money. 1 minute, sweet. And so that's how we brand ourselves. And so now we have action steps, because planning without action is just an idea. And so our four pillars of success are branding, website, socials, paid socials. We want our customers to go down this funnel. We do not want our customers to go from 1 to 4, because if you don't have this, think of it as a bridge. You need each step to the bridge. You need to start with your brand, then you build your website, then you grow your socials, and at the last thing you need to do is do paid socials. And so with that said, that is where we can help. We focus on website design, content, marketing consulting, social management, founder-led branding. So if you guys are into personal branding, email marketing, we also service fractional CMO for a couple companies. And we also focus on branding. And that is it. Am I good on time?
10 seconds.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.